Well, a prominent Iraqi Shiite leader, Muqtada al-Sadr, is calling on his supporters to withdraw after they stormed government buildings following his resignation announcement. More than 20 people have been killed in violent clashes. Security forces tried to repel them with live bullets and tear gas. Al-Sadr's party failed to secure a majority government despite winning the largest share of parliamentary seats last year. So we want to bring in foreign correspondent Holly Williams to talk a little bit more about this. Holly, I'm glad you are here. This is something we really haven't sort of been paying much attention to, but I heard, an Iraqi politician call it almost like a low-grade civil war, brother against brother. Can you give us a little more background on how this violence began?
So, Anne-Marie, this latest violence is between supporters of Muqtada al-Sadr, who you just mentioned, this extremely influential Muslim cleric in Iraq, as well as a politician, and Iraqi security forces. When we talk about violence, we're not talking about people being roughed up on the street or rocks being thrown. Rather, Iraq says that al-Sadr's supporters have fired rockets into the green zone. That's the heavily fortified area in the centre of Baghdad, Iraq's capital, where many government offices and foreign embassies are. There's been machine gun fire on the streets of Baghdad. Some of his supporters stormed a government building, a key government building, and jumped into the swimming pool. We have rather extraordinary pictures of that. And there are reports of at least 22 people killed in the last 2 days. Now, the background to this is that Iraq has been sort of stuck in political deadlock since last October, when there was a national election. Al-Sadr's party won the biggest number of seats, but not enough to form a government. And this is not the first violence we've seen since then. Back in July, his supporters actually stormed the Parliament building.
So he says he wants to withdraw from politics. I don't know if that's just sort of a tactic or a move, but that's what he said. His supporters clearly don't want that to happen. What do they want to happen?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head. They don't want him to resign, and that's the message that they're sending with these violent protests. We should point out this is not the first time that al-Sadr has said that he's going to withdraw from politics, and then he's come back again. So as you just very astutely pointed out there, Anne-Marie, it's possible we shouldn't discount the idea that what he's doing here is strategic, and that essentially he's using this chaos as a kind of negotiating tactic to get what he wants from other players within the Iraqi political system.
So the United Nations assistance mission in Iraq has called this an extremely dangerous escalation. I think that there are some foreign nationals there that have had to sort of move to different locations, move to different embassies for protection. What happens next?
Well, it is a dangerous system. I mean, it's impossible to overstate how influential Muqtada al-Sadr is, or has been over the last 20 years. He's a cleric, he's a politician, he's a militia leader, he's a kingmaker. He's able to mobilise thousands of people onto the street, seemingly with a snap of his fingers. So far, this violence seems to be limited to the capital, Baghdad. I think the fear is that it gets bigger and that it spreads out of Baghdad. And the worst case scenario is that it somehow, spirals into a civil war. We have to remember that Iraq has been profoundly unstable ever since the US invasion of 2003. And the fear in that country is always that political instability will spark violence.
Looks like it already has. Holly, thank you very much.